Hey everyone, Ben from Snowboard Gamer. Welcome to episode 56 of This Week in Board Games. In this weekly show, I share with you all the games we played last week and do a spotlight on one of them, go over any interesting board game news, and show any new purchases. I'm excited about this week's episode. I'm going to be doing a spotlight on the game Unearth. You've heard me talk about this the last few weeks. This is a game where there's a civilization that was lost and destroyed, and you're trying to unearth these ruins and rebuild the wonders. In Unearth, you are trying to get the most points by discovering ruins and building wonders. Delver cards help increase your odds of getting ruins or wonders. The game starts with ruins and wonders on the table. Everyone starts with 5 dice, 1 secret ruin card, and 2 Delver cards. The dice consist of 3 6-sided, 1 4-sided, and 1 8-sided die. On each turn, you roll 1 die. Before you roll, you choose a ruin. After rolling, you place the die on that ruin. After you place your die on the ruin, you check to see if the ruin has been discovered by adding up all the dice on that ruin. If the total equals or exceeds the number in the upper left, then the ruin is discovered, and the player who has the highest numbered die gets that ruin. Everyone else who did not get the ruin gets 1 Delver card for each die they had on the ruin as a consolation prize. A new ruin is dealt from the ruin deck, and hex tiles are placed on it according to the hex number in the bottom right. There are little hex tiles on all the ruin cards. If you roll a 1, 2, or 3, you get to take one of the hex tiles from the ruin. The hex tiles provide additional ways to get points other than the ruins. The hex tile goes in front of you, where you are trying to arrange 6 of them in a circle to create a hexagonal shape. Once you complete this shape, you claim a wonder to put in the middle. The wonders have requirements on the bottom of them. Each wonder is worth points and sometimes provides additional powers that help you throughout the game. For example, the harmonious columns requires 3 red hexes and any other 3 hexes. It allows you to give a -1 to any die that you roll for the rest of the game and is worth 2 points. The College of the Overseers allows you to give a +1 to your 8-sided die whenever you roll it and is worth 2 points. As you gain hex tiles, you continue to build on your existing area. Some hex tiles can be used to complete multiple wonders. There is a second part of each turn that is optional. Before you roll your 1 die, you can choose to play any number of Delver cards. These are resolved instantly. They do things like allow you to manipulate dice on ruins, reroll dice already on ruins, choose where to place your die after you roll, bump up or down your die roll on this turn, and more. Sometimes when a Delver card is played, it can resolve a ruin card instantly. For example, a new discovery gives +2 to any die already on a ruin. If that bumps it up to the number, then it's resolved and somebody gets the ruin. Play continues until the ruin deck runs out. There are 4 things that score you points at the end of the game. Each set of ruin cards is worth points. The more ruin cards of the same color that you have, the more points you score. You score 5 bonus points if you get 1 ruin of each color. A bonus 5 points is awarded to anyone who constructs at least 3 wonders. Finally, include all points on your wonders. The player with the most points wins. I'm joined with my family today for this week's spotlight of Unearth. We just finished playing this. What did everyone think?
I think it's okay.
Kinsey?
I mean, I kind of like it, but then I also kind of don't really like it, just because, like, it's based around dice rolls.
What do you think, Allison?
I don't like this game, but I think I've played it twice now and I just don't like it at all. But I think the theme of the game ruins the game. Like,
Ruins, get it?
like I could totally get behind this game, except for the way it's themed is such a huge turnoff.
Like, maybe if it was about, like, candy or baked goods or something, like, I would like the game a lot better than I do.
I'll agree, the theme doesn't really do much for the game. So you didn't like it because of the theme. What did you think about the actual play of the game and how it plays?
I think now that I've played it twice, I understand it more, and it could potentially be fun, but I think I have this this mental block towards the game because it's about like these different wonders that they're unearthing, but then like there's all these little aliens on everything. It just seems like they put a lot of time into creating this game, and then the theme was just such an afterthought.
Travis, so you said you kind of liked it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of dice-driven games anyway, so I don't know, it's okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
it's
true.
not a horrible game, it's just not my favorite game.
I'll put it this way, there's better games I can play in 30 minutes.
But you really like the
Fair.
game. Why do you like the game?
I just like it because it's fun, and
Yeah.
I like building these little hex shapes here to try and fill them in, and I like that you can modify the dice. It's not just roll the dice, oh, I got a bad roll. Now, sometimes if you roll a 4, it's kind of a bad roll, because you won't get one of these hexes, because you only get these with 1, 2, and 3, and then you're probably not going to win the card with the 4, so there still is that in there.
Yeah.
But I just like how there's a lot of different ways to score in the game, and so you can kind of change your strategy up depending on how the cards come out, how the hexes come out.
I think if I can get over the theme of the game, I could potentially really enjoy it. But it's like Minecraft mixed with Seven Wonders, mixed with like little weird aliens.
So Kinsey, who do you think this game is for? Who do you think would like this game?
I don't think any people would like this game.
That's not true. I like it, and I'm a person.
That's awesome.
If you're looking for like a quick game that is kind of easy to learn, you'd like it. But like if you're into more deep games, I'm not sure you would like this one. Or if you're into more strategy games that are like you actually have to use a strategy, then I would not go for this game.
I don't know, I feel like this one does have some strategy
It has
to
a little strategy. It's just not the most strategic game I've seen.
I might like it more if it was the first game I was introduced to.
True.
That's
fair.
actually a good point, Travis, I think.
It's easy enough that if you're a new board gamer, this could be a good intro game to play.
Maybe I like it because it's kind of simple. And I do like the deep strategy games. You guys know Terraforming Mars is my favorite game. But this one's just easier to get to the table because it plays in 30 minutes. And it's easy to teach. Probably a good one to introduce people to, like you said, Travis. You're right, Kinsey, though. It's not going to go super deep.
I think the reason this game has taken us so long to play, because it says it plays in 30 minutes. We've played it twice now as a family, and it's taken us like an hour and a half. I think it's because we just like can't get behind it, so we're like laughing and messing around and getting up and getting ice cream, or we have to go to the bathroom or whatever.
15-minute story time in the middle.
Yeah. But like Travis, like I'm not a huge fan of dice games because every time we play, I'm like, these are weighted. Like, I don't feel like the cheap dice that comes with games are always necessarily fair. So I get like really irritated about it. But I don't know, we're being so negative. Like, what are the positives about this game, Ben? Because you do really enjoy this game.
Yeah, I do enjoy the game. I like how it's mixed up every time also. You pull 5 of these ruin cards out, so you're never going to get the same number out. Also, you mix it up with these other cards. I forget what they're called. The 6 that you put out there, there's 6 different ones, so it kind of provides different direction. And then the way the hexes come out, it's different. And then, I don't know, there's just a lot of different things to do in the game. And I think if we want to jump back on who would like this game, I think if you like just dice chucker games, you're gonna like this game. Because it's a fun dice chucker, and you get to modify the dice. You're not just relying on what you roll. So if you like dice games, you're gonna like this game. If you're not big on the dice games, you're probably not gonna like it.
And I feel like this game would be really good for people who are really new to the board game community and just board games in general. Since we've all played games that are more strategic and more like hard than this game and have more strategy, we're just kind of like, oh, I mean, it's just kind of dice, and we get that we can change them, but like, I don't know, sometimes I feel like cards don't really help me very much.
Yeah, you did kind of get stuck with a bunch of the same ones, and like you said earlier,
I had 4 of the same card.
Yeah.
And they didn't really benefit you. So if you end the game with a bunch of delvers, you kind of feel like you got shafted a little bit.
You know, I think Kinsey just made a really interesting point, though. People that haven't played very many board games, they might love this game. But maybe we are too hard on games because we've played so many that we like know what we like, and when we're introduced to a new game, we're a little bit more resistant to bring it into the board game fold over here. I mean, I know I definitely am. Anytime I'm introduced to a new game, unless it's like Potion Explosion, I was super on board with that like from day one. But usually, when I'm introduced to a new game, I'm a little bit resistant to it, and I'm kind of like, I don't really want to learn a new game. And so I think me being a little negative out the gate doesn't help. So I will say, this game is fun enough that I'm willing to give it a few more plays before I say, like, I totally hate this game, I'm never playing it again. But out the gate, it has not been one of my favorites.
What about you, Travis?
I don't know.
Will you play it again?
Sure. I mean, I didn't like Las Vegas the first time I played it, but I really like it now, so
Oh, that's interesting.
maybe I can change my opinion on it.
That's true.
I'll play it again for sure. I like this game. I like to mix it up though. I like the strategy and then the lighter ones too. Yep.
How about we make a different version with a different theme, and then we play that game
Okay.
instead? and
Yeah.
see if
Like
we
ice
like
cream
it.
or candy or puppies?
Yeah, like you have to, literally anything else.
Yeah. So I'm not going to give this one a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I'm going to give it a thumbs neutral.
What about you, Travis?
And I'm going to say I need a few more times to play it.
Thumbs
Yeah.
neutral.
I'm thumbs up. So 3 neutral.
Yeah.
Yeah, like neutral, kind of like
Mine's like just.
if I had no other games to play, I'd probably enjoy it. We have like 200 games to play, so this isn't going to be like, ooh, let's go play Unearth.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to play a few more times and see if it grows on me, like him with
Yeah.
Las Vegas.
Cool. I hope you enjoyed that. I really like Unearth. My family's still on the fence about it, but if this sounds interesting to you, definitely go check it out. The kids were both gone at a band activity this week, so Allison and I sat down one night to play a 2-player game. I pulled out a handful of 2-player games, and Allison picked the one that she wanted to play. We played Jaipur. Jaipur is for 2 players, ages 12 and up, and plays in 30 minutes. Jaipur's got an Indian theme. It's a city in India. You're a trader trading these spices and various gems. At the end of the day, this is a set collection game where you're trying to collect cards of the same color. The thing that makes this interesting is that there's a market in the middle that you can potentially trade your camels with the market. All right, we just finished round 3, so the winner of this one takes it all, and I have no idea. I think it's gonna be super close. Who goes first?
Well, we both have 7
20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. I have 73.
75.
And that included my camel bonus. Nice job.
Thanks.
Good game.
Yay, I won!
That's one thing I like about Jaipur. Win or lose, it's always a tight, close game, and it's just a lot of fun.
It really is.
There's a lot of push and pull in this game. This is a good 2-player game. Next, my friend Eric came over this week and we played 2-player board games one night. The first game he brought over is Codenames Duet. It's for 2 players, ages 10 and up, and plays in 15 to 20 minutes. I'll be honest, I was a little burned out on Codenames. We played it a ton last year. Eric and I are playing our 2-player games again. It's been a while since we got together. We're on Codenames Duet. Howdy. We're down to the last one. We've played 2 games so far and lost the first 2. We're on our 3rd game trying to beat Codenames Duet. This is more difficult than I thought it would be. The last clue is goal, and I think avalanche.
You got it!
Yeah! Woo! As in the Colorado Avalanche, the hockey team.
Exactly.
Nice. They really did a good job of making a 2-player version of Codenames. I enjoyed it way more than I thought I would. Eric brought over Fox in the Forest. This is a 2-player game, ages 10 and up, and plays in 30 minutes. We just finished Fox in the Forest. Eric brought it over. I really like this game. It's a 2-player trick-taking game. What do you think, Eric?
I really enjoy this game. I like trick-taking games in the way they've done it where you can do it with 2 players. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I wondered how a trick-taking game would work with 2 players, but worked very well, I thought. Next, we played Patchwork. Patchwork is for 2 players, ages 8 and up, and plays in 30 minutes.
I'm gonna go here and buy this one for 7. Here, I'm gonna go here and move 1, which means I get to go again here for 4. Come on, internet, help me out. Go there.
We just finished Patchwork, and I filled up a ton of the board. Eric's is fairly sparse compared to me. How much was your negative?
Minus 30.
Mine was only negative 16, but guess what? I only had 16 here. So my score is 0.
And my score is 5, and I'm the winner!
High 5. I filled up more of the board, but he had a better button income, and I think that did it in the end. This is an awesome 2-player game, and definitely in my top 5, I would say. I played another 2-player game on Itama. This one is for 2 players, ages 8 and up, and plays in 15 to 20 minutes. It looks like a game of chess, but you have 5 different cards which are randomized each game, and the cards have little symbols on them of how the pieces move. And it's any piece. You're just trying to get your big dude across to the other end, or you're trying to capture the other person's big dude. It's great that it plays in 15 to 20 minutes, but it's got the same level of tension in a chess game where you're trying to figure out what they're doing and how to try and trap the other person. Next, we played some more of The Mind. I've talked a lot about this one already. If you want to check out The Mind, go check out the spotlight I did in a previous video. I'll link it up here. This one just keeps getting played. It's a fun one. Finally, we played Love Letter Batman. This is for 2 to 4 players, ages 10 and up, and plays in 20 minutes. We're playing Batman Love Letter.
Yeah. This game is really cool because it incorporates a lot of strategy and the fact that you get to look at what cards are on the table, but also it's just like a really light-hearted game that you can play in like 5 minutes. So.
I'm amazed at how cool of a game they made out of 16 cards. That's it. 16 card deck.
Yeah.
Whole game.
Ben, I want to compare hands with you. Lower hands up. So we're swapping hands?
Yep.
Oh.
You win.
Nice.
Last but not least, the news. I promised you guys last week that I would put my Gen Con list together, and I did that of games that I'm interested in that were released at or around Gen Con, which was a couple weeks ago. First is Terraforming Mars Prelude. This one looks really interesting. Before you start, you can do things to kind of beef up your corporation. I love that game, and I'm really excited to see this expansion. Number 2 is Welcome to ... Weird name for a game. I think the full name is Welcome to Your Perfect Home. I played this out in Vegas a few weeks ago, and I really liked it. Number 3, Forbidden Sky. This is by Matt Leacock, the same one who did Forbidden Desert and Forbidden Island, and he also did Pandemic. This is the 3rd one in his Forbidden series, and it looks like it's unique in the fact that you have to build some kind of circuit and power a robot before you can get off of the Sky Island or whatever it is. Number 4 is My Little Scythe. This is a kiddie version of the game Scythe. There was an internet version that somebody created based on My Little Ponies. And Jamie Stegmaier, the creator of Scythe, wanted to create My Little Scythe with My Little Ponies. But they could not get the rights to it, so he created My Little Scythe without the My Little Pony theme, but it looks amazing. So I'm interested to see how My Little Scythe plays with little kids. And the last one is Scythe Rise of Fenris. This is the last expansion in the Scythe series. It is an 8-game scenario, which is fully resettable. So if you want to go back a year later and play it again, you just reset the whole thing. It's not like the other legacy games where you rip up stuff and destroy it. It's fully resettable. So that sounds pretty cool. I'm excited to get that one and start a campaign of Scythe Rise of Fenris. One digital mention here, the Terraforming Mars digital version is coming out in September, and they previewed an almost fully functional version of it at Gen Con. I'm really excited to do that one because then I can play some games with a few of my friends that are around the nation where we can't get together in the same location. And Terraforming Mars is an awesome game. Can't wait for that one on Steam. Now for my new purchases, let's start with this one here. And I believe it is, oh, yep, it is a Kickstarter that I backed a while ago. Ooh. Mint Delivery and Mint Works. These are 2 small little pocket-sized games. One of them is worker placement, one of them is pickup and delivery. And I got the mat that came along with Mint Delivery. You don't have to have the mat, you can just play it with the tin with the cards. But I figured the mat, oh, it's a nice thick mat, kind of like my Game Toppers mat. Cool, and some extra cards here. And this one, the purple bag from Wizard's Chest. Any idea what this is? All right. Scythe Rise of Fenris. I am so excited for this one if you can't tell. That's it for this week in board games. What games are you playing? I'd love to hear in the comments below. Also, let me know if there are any games you would like to see me spotlight. Thanks everyone, and we'll see you next week. Bye. All right, we just finished Fox and the Hound.
No.
We just, wait.